like I said, this night will be hot, a night of triumph. And so this is our third watch night, and we are here again. I need you to follow my presentation tonight so that we can deal dastard blows, to systems of disobedience tonight. I have always been outspoken against obstruction, against impediments, particularly that they are not ordained by God. They are not ordained by God. My experience with God revealed that what God has not ordained for you, He will let you know. And what He's ordained for you, He will also show it to you so that you can partner with Him to accomplish His intent concerning your life. So tonight, or this morning, so to speak, we have come to pray and to watch, though we are in 2025 already, to pray our way into 2025, that is started at this point. And the excitement that is filled in the air with a personal gratitude to God for how fulfilling 2024 turned out to be in so many ways. One of my points of consolation is the way that God operates, that always reveal His intention before they come to pass. Traditionally, because of superstitious belief, people believe that you shouldn't say certain things until it happens. But God will always declare His intent. He can declare them for hundreds of years, and there is nothing devil will do, it will still happen. That's one of the things that have endeared me to God. To try to abandon my human ways of operation and to check into the vote of the mind of God. Because whatever God declares, you read the books of the prophet, they are prophetic word that God revealed for 100 years and the things still happen. The people through whom He spoke, they have died and gone. Nay long, the thing will happen at the time. Inside some of the prophetic words, somebody like Josiah was prophesied by a no-name prophet for a time that he would be born. The no-name prophet that was chewed by a lion was the one that prophesied the birth of Josiah. And 100 years later, the guy was actually born. The guy was born. So one of the insurance that you can have is to always tap into the mind of God to discern His intent. Even if you speak it, there's nothing anything will do, it will happen. Jesus said that heaven and earth will pass away, but no title, no jot from the law will pass unfulfilled. Jesus was a product of prophetic intent Himself. He was prophesied hundreds of years before He was born. So the fact that God uttered it and people heard, including devil, could not do anything about it. It would still happen. So in 2025, this is the highway you need to walk. This is the highway you need to walk. To be more triumphant than you can ever be. There have been so many firstness in 2024. First things that God have done ever. Like the book launch that we had. 2 books that came out. The unprecedented 2024 town crier that we had, reaching, and the core expression of our mission, all in 2024. And the publishing of becoming the accurate expression of Christ on Amazon. So how we have a book that is on the global stage now that can be bought from any part of the world. And it's just like the beginning of things. We enter 2024. God spoke about it. I'm going to just show a few things that was said when we got to 2024. And then what God told me a few years ago, the issue of, giving me a product, started to manifest in 2023, really, that took me to capacity building for management staff, top management staff, to 3 states of the federation. And then the completion of the school process after 16 years of engagement, So I'm no longer a student. All that is shut down with 2024. As great as 2024 is, has become the least yardstick to measure our future now. And some of you too have a great yardstick of measurement where you are right now. So, these are part of the things that we saw a year ago, on the 31st night, 2023. That 2024 was going to be a year of hope for many in many areas of our life. And it turned out to be true. A year that God will continue to bring impossible things to reality in our lives. I got to meet people in 2024 that I never knew. Top people who took me in. And so on and so forth. That it was going to be a year that God will further what He started with us in 2023 to take it to the next level. That was true. And that as we enter into the future that God had been speaking about, we were filled with faith and hope and in expectation to see and to receive what God has ordained for our lives. And specifically, we were told a year ago that 2024 will be the portal of entry into the future that God has been speaking about. And that we are going to emerge as the sons of God that is promised to manifest in the last days to bring liberation and joy to many in the last days. So we went on, and so on, and so forth. So, we enter 2025 today, cultivating a spiritual posture of watching and waiting upon the Spirit of the Lord Almighty to move, and to speak. That's the posture we enter this year, and that's how we want to run 2025. We want to hear more things that God will speak specifically for 2025, apart from what He has said that I'll be revealing tonight. And so you want to track the mind of God in a customized way for your own life. For your own life. And standing at the end of 2025, so that when we meet for the watch night for 2025, we take a session, to rehearse and to testify and to give account of what happened in 2025. That will be part of how the watch night for 2025 will be. I want to sit down. What did God do? What did He say? What did He say to you? And what happened in the course of the year? Because the more that the world becomes dark and crisis reading, Isaiah 60 told us that is the time that the Lord will arise upon us, His church. Yes? That the Lord will arise upon us. Not just His light, the Lord Himself will arise upon us. His glory will emit the power upon us, and many will see the grace, and the Gentiles, the unbelievers, will come to our light. And one of the statements that was made is that in 2024, myself and John Center stand in a spiritual location where formative years and old life were being brought to an end. We're being brought to an end. And so, if you actually line up to the prophetic word, you should not take your old life to this year. You should shut it out. At least you should know what your old life constitutes. If you don't know the new, well, because God is going to begin to process or prosecute that, but you know what your old life is about. And you know the aspect of your old life that you are discontented with, that you don't want to carry along. Beg your pardon. You know. So all life formative years is coming to an end. You have to understand the times and seasons and what God is destined to do. And so specifically, 2025 will be a year of justice. It's a year of justice. 2025, trust me, is going to be a year of justice for us. For me, I know that. You know. And it will be a year that we will be attended by God's faithfulness. A year that God will prove his faithfulness to us once again. You know. That's what 2025, that's what this year is going to be.